Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House, out on a walk and talk. Nice and sunny day. Got the shades on, early morning. A lot to talk about, a lot to catch you guys up on. First and foremost, the lady was down and paid me the rest of the money for the Off-Grid Tiny House. So it's officially sold. I gave her the ownership and signed it over to her and gave her the keys. So I no longer have access to it myself, but I talked to her and she said she agrees with me coming out for 8.5 hours one way to her new property just doesn't cut it. So I'm going to train her the best I can here locally, as much as she wants, before she heads out in April. So wish her the best of luck, and I'm sure she'll do fine. The community, like anything that I don't cover, the community she's moving to is probably very handy because they're also off the grid, and they'll be able to help her out if need be. So tiny house is gone, guys. Well, not totally gone, but it's been paid for totally. Ownership's transferred. Keys are in her hand. There's only 2 keys, one for the outside lock for the main big door, and then the other key was for the metal door on the inside. The steel door. So that's it. Now we still have to figure out, I have to give her the propane cylinders, 2 100-pound propane cylinders, and also the on-demand hot water tank. And she's gonna have to set the on-demand up herself, as well as the propane and all that fun stuff. So it is what it is. But kind of a relief to get rid of the tiny house, because my rental agreement is coming up due, and now I know it's going to be going to a new home and off of my shoulders, less weight off my shoulders, so I don't have to worry about any issues of finding a new place to put it. Really a bummer though, guys, I gotta admit, because with everything going on in this crazy world, it's, you know, really good to have a little off-grid cabin bug out location. Be back in a bit. Alright, and we're back, guys. So the beautiful part is we're almost out of winter. It's been a long, cold winter. It was a late start to the winter, but whew, it was bitter. All the ice has gone off my trail, thank God, because I did mention, if you guys were following my channel, that I did hit a patch of ice, and I was just wearing running shoes, so obviously went down. Just a bruised, sore back, and slashed my back of my head open a little bit. inch and a half gash, maybe 2 inches. No brain bleed or anything like that. I didn't have any headaches or any of the symptoms after the fact. And then we went to the I was actually with the lady that bought the tiny house. She wanted to go for a nature walk, and she actually took me to the hospital, to the ER, just to make sure. And it was, when I got there, there was like 16 other people with ice falls waiting in the ER. And you know, I got the closest I got was to see the nurse that checks you over when you first get in there. They do the blood pressure, ask you some questions. Are you on any meds? Blah, 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 blah. And then she put the little flashlight in my guys and did that little test. I was fine, but found out it was a 12-hour wait to see a doctor. So I did not stay. They gave me sterile gauze to just put over my wound on my head. But before that, I used this hat actually, because I took the hat off and just held it like that, put pressure down. So that's basically all I did. Was the same thing in the ER waiting room. I had to use, they gave us a whole bunch of free sterile gauze, so I just held it on there, and yeah, fun. So I waited till it stopped bleeding, and I had more pain from the sore back than anything. I didn't have a headache whatsoever, lightheadedness, wasn't sleepy, nothing like that. But later that night, about 11 o'clock, well, actually it started kicking in at the ER. I couldn't sit in the chair anymore. I had to stand because my back was so sore. So what I ended up doing, and they didn't give me any drugs or anything, I went home and took a big hit of the green medicine. You guys know what that is, the stuff I make. And I crawled into bed, watched a couple making of shows. One was of the 10 Rings, the Marvel movie, and the other one was Hawkeye, the series, making of the Marvel shows. They were pretty interesting and fun. And then about an hour or two later, the green medicine kicked in and really got rid of all the pain for me and allowed me to sleep really well. So I did that about 2 nights in a row, and then after that I just did my regular dose of the green stuff, and all good to go after that. So yeah, that was a fun ordeal. I'm almost up to the point where I actually slept, but I'm sure there's no blood or anything remaining. So whatever. But I'm finally out for my walk and talks again, guys, because the trail so far here looks ice free and nice and ready for me to get on it again. I try to do about 4 miles a day and go from there. And then after this, I gotta shoot over to the grocery store, grab me a fresh pre-made salad and some fresh bread out of the bakery there in store, and have a nice little meal. I can eat reasonably healthy there, though it's not organic. I'm sure, you know, they just use whatever's in store. They're not using organic stuff, but I don't care at this point. That's the trick. So I got there's a little bit of ice on these shady parts where the big trees around here are obviously shading the trail. So I just gotta watch it around here, but they're only like small little 2-foot sections at a time type of deal. So that's a good thing. And that's it for now. To see all my live daily content, become a Patreon member. Click on the link on my YouTube channel at the Off-Grid Tiny House. Click on support this channel. It'll take you to the Off-Grid Tiny House page on Patreon, or you can just Google it. Sign up and join in. Thank you.